This moment is a moment captured at a time where we both turned a corner at the same time, saw each other, knew each other was on the opposite team, and fired our guns. You can see in the picture his BB just off of his barrel, and my gun's in mid cycle. The positivity in this is the encounter. I didn't feel his shot hit my vest, and he wasn't sure when my gun went off. So we both called a hit. So we both called ourselves out and called ourselves, okay, we've been shot. Let's just go back to spawn. And it's sportsmanship in a game of honor like Airsoft that you know I didn't feel the shot, but I heard his shot. And at that close of a range, there was no way he missed. So I, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm taking the shot because there's no way you missed, mate. He's like, and I'm not sure when you fired your gun, so I'm calling out too. Me knowing when I fired my gun, I fired second. He fired. It was a good 2 second pause, and then I fired. But he wasn't sure. And if in doubt, if you're not sure, just call yourself out. It's unlimited. It's unlimited response. So it's not like you can you're out for the rest of the game. It's sportsmanship like that in life, or just the sheer kindness. You look at any situation. You bump someone with your car. You scratch their paint. Let's say, instead of being an ass about it and making a big scene out of the fact that I scratched your Mercedes, it's a scratch. There are scratch fixers for a reason. You can get your paint reworked at a paint shop. That's no problem. I've been in plenty of those fender bender type incidents, and there was no discernible damage to the point that by the time I got my seatbelt off and I was halfway out of my seat, the other person was already out of their car and inspecting the damage. Um, and there was no damage. So she there was one of them. She just waved me off. She's like, "You good?" And we got back in our cars and we she went left, I went right. It's more interactions like that that'll make the world go around a lot better. That's the positivity in that you can take from that. Sorry, this one was a little long. Yes, my sniper rifle, and my pistol, all part of a big collection of airsoft equipment that I go out every Friday or Saturday I can, and I have a great time. Every time is different. Black Tiger Airsoft, or BTA, as you hear me refer to as. BTA, you'll never have the same experience twice. You'll never have the same people twice. I mean, you will. There are regulars, but my point is, even with the regulars, it's not like they're gonna shoot the same bullet every time. No, they're gonna shoot different targets. They're gonna shoot different ways. There'll be different winning conditions, different environment conditions. Every time I go out there, I use these weapons, and I call them weapons because I treat them as such. But I I use these weapons as tools. The positivity in these is, it doesn't matter what it is: airsoft rifle, um, a camera, your phone. If you want to use that as a camera, um, you know, your video games. They all, every single one of them, whatever it is, gives you that feeling of fun. And if it's not fun, it's some sort of positive emotion. And that's the positivity in this. The positivity in this is, this is not just a general rifle. This is my airsoft rifle. This is not just a general airsoft rifle. This is an airsoft rifle that was gifted to me from my parents and my grandparents. They saw how much I was interested in this sport of airsofting, and they decided to go in together and get me this $350-ish gun, and give to me as my birthday gift. I think it was my 20th birthday gift. Um, I have loving, caring parents and grandparents that are looking and watching and paying attention, even when I'm not. I'm gifted to have a dad who is willing to work and maybe not pay a bill to get me something like a rifle, and an airsoft rifle that is expensive, that he could have put down on a car. He could have put a car payment down. He could have paid the electric bill. He could have done a lot of stuff with that money, and instead he bought me a rifle. And I have a mother who did the research. I have a grandmother who loves me enough that if she sees me enjoying something, she wants me to enjoy it, and she wants me to ensure I have the right stuff. And to her, being her age, that was it. It was the same thing with my grandfather. Um, my sister, she thought the same thing. You know, I'm getting into the sport. I'm not just passing through the sport. I'm actually into the sport. Not competitionally, but casually. That's the positivity in this. This is my sniper rifle. I won't say dates and I won't give any details, but we were involved in a rear end accident. We being my mom and I. Mom was driving, I was passenger, and the after all the claims had been gone through and we got checked out and all that, the their insurance paid for mom's car to be fixed, and for our inconvenience they said, here's 2 grand. I said, there's positivity in this. I fucked up when I got out of high school. I had the opportunity to repaint the school white. So to repaint all the walls, all the all the marks that were acclimated throughout the year would be painted over. And I did this, and I got a hefty chunk of money put in my bank account because of it, and I blew it. And by the time I blew it, it was too late to return everything to get it back. There was no getting it back. I was devastated. I'm like, I'm gonna save this, but first, I'm gonna get the rifle, the sniper rifle that I've been looking at. I had my options. I had a backup option. Um, we went in there to look at it and ended up buying it, and I put the rest of it away. It's out of my reach. I can't even transfer it into my checking account without getting my mom's permission. That's how away it is. I don't want to touch it. I want it to stay in there. I want to fix a mistake I made in life. And that's the positivity in this photo. How many times have you gone to, or have you been invited to, or like a raffle, or the lottery drawing, or an event, or pick your whatever you've been invited to, and you've said, "Oh, I'll do it next time." There's always a next time. The positivity in this photo. The case is the focus point. The gun case is the focus point. The gun case I won. And if I hadn't have gone to that raffle into that airsoft field, I forget which airsoft field it was. But if I hadn't have gone, I think it was BTA. But if I hadn't have gone to that raffle, I wouldn't have won free entry, and I wouldn't have won that case. I didn't win the case in a raffle. I won the case. I didn't win the case per se. I got given the case. I didn't have enough money to buy it, and they saw I was really looking at it, and they're like, "Just take it." And I was taken away. I was baffled. I'm like, I'm looking at the price tag of it, and I'm like, "You're giving me a $25 case." That's a huge loss for them. Of course, my natural reaction is to say I can't. But then I saw the positivity in it. They knew they knew me, and they knew that I'd have fun with it, and that's what mattered. It wasn't about the money. It's about having fun. So inside the gun case, I have my pistol. This pistol was brought when I was still working at Dollar Tree. I wasn't being treated the way a worker should have been treated, but I still worked there. I worked under very hostile conditions. I one day took one of my paychecks, and I'm like, "Mom, I want to get an airsoft pistol, but I don't have enough." And it would take me weeks upon weeks. And I believe it was my either my birthday or Christmas coming up, one of the two. And she's like, "This is part of your birthday/Christmas gift," and I was confused. And then I listened. She's like, "I'll go half with you." So we went down to the store and we bought the pistol. I went half. I had 500. I remember how much I had. I had $532. I put every penny I had towards the gun. Was that a smart idea? No, but in the long run, yes, because the positivity in it is I worked my ass off in hostile working conditions. I put up with hostile managers, hostile co-workers towards me because of my disabilities and because I'm different. And I got myself something to show for it. Dogs are going to be dogs, but we have a very special dog. He didn't have such a good puppyhood. Um, I won't get into detail, but needless to say, his owner didn't treat him correctly. He kept him in a cage 24/7. for the first 18 months of his life. So he didn't know anything but the backyard for 30 seconds, being beaten by a stick to get back in the house and put back in the kennel, if I'm forgotten about. So he's our big Frady cat, and he can be the stupidest mutt of them all, and you're gonna see a lot of him in my videos on this channel, as well as my cats. Because the cats can be equally as dumb sometimes. Um, they are old and they are senile. Let's face it. Most cats are. Um, but Toby is a very special kind of senile, and we love him for it. And I think this will be the longest voiceover of them all. Um, this positivity. Let me tell you about the project. The project I was given. I was given a set of parameters by a friend. He's like, I want to put this on the side of my computer case. Not you, Alexa. Sorry, my dog. I said the word. Um, but anyway, he said he wanted to put it on the side of his computer case. Well, because he's one of my closest friends, I believed him. And he gave me a set of, he had something in his mind that he knew I could picture if he described it. And I could make it into real reality. But his current location where he was in Brisbane, I think it was Brisbane, Australia. No, it was it was Brisbane, Australia. He was in Australia at the time, and I was in Florida. So there's the time difference. He managed to get to me, and he's like, "Dude, I don't have a laptop capable of or the skill set capable of making what I want to make. I need you to make this, and I need it kind of now." Well, he didn't say now, but you know, the urge was there, and so I got right to it. Needless needless to say, I was misled to a point. But the positivity in this photo is, if you have a friend you can ultimately trust, you don't have to question his words. Then that is a true friend. He actually was making a t-shirt design. That's the back of the t-shirt design. On the front is our Discord screen names. That DRE in the middle is our acronym for our gaming group that we all call that we all call home. It's called Drowned Rat Enterprises. So that's another YouTube channel you can check out too. Just FYI. Um, and he was putting that envisioned picture on the back of the T-shirt and putting our screen names, which is the names we chose that isn't our real names. Unless of course you put your real name as your screen name, then of course there's no difference. But almost all of us had different names to our real names. Like I'm Tony Stark, and he put the screen names on the front. Well, like I said, the positivity in this is you don't have to know all the details. If he's a friend and he just needs your help with something, and he's a true friend, you'd be more than happy to do it, to be more than obliged to help him. Like I helped my friend make this T-shirt unknowingly, and he surprised the hell out of me. So I guess there's not much positivity in this photo, but I felt it had a place in this line of photos. Um, anyway, that's it for this post. Thank you for watching. Um, the next post will be next Sunday. Um, unknown time, but I will aim for next Sunday, and whatever pictures I take, I'll do the same kind of format as what I've done here, and I hope it goes good.